Hi, my name is Sydney Hickman, and today I'd like to go over my blog called Love Arguments. This blog is about all things love. I decided to make a blog about um, relationships and dating and advice because I felt like I had a lot of it and I also was interested in it. My target market that I decided to capture was the young adults of Utah, mainly ages 20 to 30. And I wanted to target couple or people dating, but also people that are in new relationships, new couples that didn't really know what they were doing but wanted to have a successful relationship. My sources from my research of my target market were actually friends and peers. I felt like I got a lot of information and insight through my friends that were dating in relationships that also lived in Utah. And I also did questionnaires and polls on my social media because a lot of my friends and peers that followed me were on my social media. And then I also took experience of my own and my own viewpoint on this uh, dating theme of Utah and just the culture of it. The findings that I got were that dating is frequent but hard in Utah County. A lot of people are dating but not having a lot of success. I also found that marriage is often rushed. Not saying that everyone is, but some people have the perception of it being rushed, and some people actually felt like they rushed it. My target also doesn't feel like they know what they want in a relationship, but they know they want one. So they often feel like they get in relationships that they don't like because they don't know exactly what they want. And then I also found that there's a lot of pressure in Utah for dating. It's totally different if you go in another state. So I wanted to focus on that as well. I also looked at some field experts, just people that I felt like were really insightful in the culture of dating. And so I first looked at Matthew Hussey. He's the world's leading expert in dating advice for women. And the information I got for him were really great points on how to reach part of my audience, which was the female part, and what they would want to hear and how they would want it delivered to them because he's the most successful in the world. I also looked more into Brene Brown. She's an American professor and she is a writer about vulnerability and courage. And I felt like that was really insightful to a lot of parts of relationships and aspects of dating. I also featured both of these field experts in my blog posts. The research that I found for my competition, I looked up two blogs that were the leading dating blogs. One was OkCupid, and I found that it had low credibility but a high trend. It was very trendy, it had a lot of fun memes, but it just didn't have a lot of credibility. Urban Dater had medium credibility, it had some good writers and it had some good posts, but it had a really low trend. It wasn't as trendy. So I wanted to find a good combination. And I also put down Matthew Hussey as a competition because a lot of people might just go to him and not want to hear what I have to say or what my blog would have to say. So next I want to go to my blog and discuss the layout of it. First I want to go to the home page. This is my header, and I just wanted the title really big when you got to the blog. I had my menu at the top and I also had my menu on the side, so it was easy to navigate. My home page shows again the blog for all things love. It lets you know what you're getting into when you first click on this blog post. I said we're all a little lost when it comes to dating. I'm just here to do the research for you. And the reason I said that for my title header is because I didn't want people to feel like I knew everything. I just wanted to let them know that I was researching and doing a little bit more insight, but I also didn't have all of the answers. I just had a perspective. And I talked about what my blog covers, and then next I listed the latest from the blog so people could get an idea for what kind of blog posts I was posting. And then I had a picture of me and my boyfriend, now fiance, and I also had a leave a reply and a comment here, and my footer. And then on the side I also had my widgets of my social media, a place for people to ask a question, and then recent posts, and the menu again. Next is my blog page. And this one I wanted to invite people to read more I have the same sidebar and widgets. And then I have all of my blog posts listed, all my 10 blog posts. And the design that I wanted to go over, I wanted just people to have a really relaxing love feel when they got onto my blog. So that's why I have all of the couple pictures and I have the soft color palette. I just wanted to make this blog really inviting. And then next I have my about page, and that's a couple pictures of me, just giving people a little background of me and why I may be qualified to write this blog and why I was interested in it. And then my fact and question page, or my answer and question, my 5 questions and my answers to them that we worked on, and then another location for people to contact me if they had any questions that I could answer as well. Then I would like to go to my posts and talk about those a little bit more. Why do we need love? This was more of a just an informative blog post about why we need love, why we need relationships. And I did that at the top, the most recent one, because I wanted people to then be interested in my blog further. And then I did some list blogs. I did some multimedia where I outsourced to, again, my field experts. I did some fun captions, and then I tried to get serious as well. And then I tried to create attention and capture people with my captions. I felt like my titles to my blog posts were really inviting. And then I also had a call to action to subscribe and follow my blog. And then my HTML code for my blog post is just right here. And again, I didn't make a ton of changes just because I liked the format and the design of the blog that I chose, but you can see the HTML code right here. And then I'd like to just go back to the homepage as I talked about my marketing strategy. Like I talked about highlighting experts and field experts on my blog, I felt like that would draw attention to my blog, and in the future I would like to get those field experts to bring publicity to my blog by telling their followers that they were featured on my blog. And I felt like that would draw attention, that would capture another audience, but also a relative audience to what I was trying to portray, and that would bring increased activity on my blog. I also wanted to increase blog shares, and I felt like that was just done through really good blog posts that people would want to share on their social medias, and they felt like applied to them. So I felt like I would do this through more research and asking people, what do you really want to know? What do you want to read? Asking friends that answered the questions if they would share what I posted in the future. And then I also wanted to just talk about my blog more on my social media, because that's my circle of influence, and I feel like those people would support me. And they're, again, my peers. That's who I did my market research on. They're the people that I'm targeting. And then my measurable metrics. Again, I can look at all the likes, the people that like. I can look at people who leave comments. I'm able to look at the bounce rate and people who view my pages and who shares my blogs. So that can tell me my activity, if it's increasing or not. Overall, I just wanted to say that I really did love this assignment. I loved being able to reach into my creativity, but also something that I was interested in. All of these blog posts were really fun for me to write and to think about and to come up with. I learned that I am a good writer when I want to be, and some of the blog posts are not as good as others, so I felt like once I really captured what I wanted to talk about, I was really good at writing, and that was really fun for me. I learned a lot about web design and what was easy to use and what wasn't. So yeah, I just learned a lot about what other people would be interested in and trying to think outside of my head and get to know other people.